What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Ghost. I'm coming to you from inside my backyard right now. I'm dropping this video to speak on the difference between the East Coast and West Coast on Interstate's Freedom Board. As you guys can see, I had some upgrades done. I got a fire pit, an in-ground jacuzzi, and pool. So, just blessed. Now I'm sitting out here with the fire pit chilling. Basically, the main point of this video that I'm making is to speak on my experiences going east on Interstate's Freedom Board. Lately, I guess for the past, I would say 2 months, I've been going to Georgia and New Jersey a lot on their board. So I've really gotten a chance to experience the eastern part of the board and the freight and how it works. And honestly, the difference between the two is you have the West Coast, which, everybody says Interstate's West Coast board is the most profitable, which in a way it is, but in a way it isn't. Because, even though, you're going to see higher paying freight rates on the West, you have higher fuel prices and you also have mountains. So that's going to cut into your earnings and what you actually take home. And when it comes to Interstate's, the eastern side of the Freedom Board, what I've noticed is it's probably maybe I would say between 25 to 50 cent difference in rates, unless you're doing the long haul. If you're doing long haul runs, then you're gonna see more of a increase in the rates. You'll get those over $2 a mile loads. Versus if you're doing like short hops that are like less than 1,000 miles, you're gonna get maybe between 180, maybe 215 if you're lucky. But that's just what I've seen. And also, one of the benefits with going east, you have cheaper fuel. But one of the pro is you have cheaper fuel. The con is you have tolls. Like, on the West Coast, we didn't have toll roads. But when you go east, it's a grip of toll roads that you got to run through. And you're going to spend about, I would say like maybe $200 to $250 in tolls if you run the east. Because a lot of their loads go to New Jersey, Pennsylvania. I've delivered to Maryland. You won't really see too many loads going to New York, stuff like that. Those are all like specialty, type of things that they usually give to the company drivers, because you don't get the hut sticker when you run the East Coast with Interstate, because they don't really run New York. That's only like special circumstances for them to do that. So their permit department, they really don't give the hut sticker. They don't really run the north and northeast like New York, Vermont, Maine, and all that. They don't really do that. It's only special circumstances and special situations. You're mostly going to run Ohio, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Maryland. And even then, it's like as soon as you get there, you get in and you get out type of deal. It's not, they always have loads coming out of there. It's more of like their company side does, but when you're on the Freedom Board, it's kind of like, it's not like that. You're gonna have to deadhead just a little bit, maybe 100, 200 miles to go get your next load. Versus, having to, like on the West Coast, you can go 30 miles and pick something up and just continue to roll. So that's just like, I would say, Interstate's choice board. Their choice board wasn't really West Coast friendly, but it was real East Coast friendly. And Interstate, it's complete opposite. So the East Coast, you can make good money. When I was over there, you could easily turn 38, maybe $4,000 a week if you really ran the lanes and you knew the lanes. Because they have good freight that goes to Ohio, Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Illinois, places like that. But remember, you're gonna have tolls. So that's really the big difference that I seen. And I love what I do because I run from Cali to Georgia, Cali to New Jersey, Cali to Maryland, Cali to Tennessee, the big runs, and then I'll grab something coming directly back because I know the lane. I know if I go here, if I can get to either Georgia or Tennessee or Kansas, I can come right back. So yeah, I mean that's really what I've experienced and what I've seen. It's very consistent, like on either sides of the country, whether it's the east or the west. It's very consistent. You just have to know the lane. A lot of people say, oh, interstates, East Coast doesn't have freight like that. It really does have freight. You just got to know how to work your numbers and be ready to pay tolls. So that's really the only downfall that I would say that it has is the tolls, and that's it. Other than that, I mean, you can make around the same amount of money. You're gonna work just a little bit harder if you go east. But I mean, you can also do 3,800 in 1 week and still bring home what I would say between 1,000 to maybe 2,100, depending on if you know how to manage your fuel. So I mean, you could put me up running 3,800 on the west versus somebody running 3,800 on the east, and y'all could still make the same amount of money take home because they know how to manage their fuel. So that's really the big difference that I saw. But yeah, it's your boy Ghost. I'm gonna drop another video speaking on Jezebel, my truck. So hope you guys look out for it. It's gonna be a pretty interesting video. I'm gonna talk a little bit more about business and how it was expanded, how I expanded my business. So yeah, love, peace, prosperity. It's your boy Ghost. I'll holler at you.